All right, everyone. Having rambled at length about the crayfish bisque at Ralph's on the Park in New Orleans, which you must try, it's time to get to the actual news. Links in the description. Link in the description, archived, of course. Trump and Musk at this point are crippling the bureaucracy. You've got the mass layoff of probationary workers from multiple agencies. You've got mass auditing going on. Lee Zeldin is doing his part as well. Trump has assembled the A-team effectively. Now, you have Elon Musk effectively trolling the entire federal bureaucracy by sending out an email and demanding a response. And Trump may take action on those bureaus that are refusing to do so and telling their workers not to respond, by the way, which would be absolutely hysterical. He'd probably have 500,000 layoffs or something like that. Saying, well, name some of the things that you did in the last week. What's your actual role in the department? And you need to respond, otherwise it'll be considered a resignation. If this is indeed going to be the case, and the timeline is not entirely clear, this is one of the most epic trolls in history. Elon Musk was laughing his ass off, I'm sure, when he was preparing to do this. He was probably laughing so hard he cried. He was probably beating off in the goddamn bathroom thinking about how funny the response would be. The legacy media has gone crazy over this. The Democratic Party is condemning it, completely. Liberals in general are like, what the hell is going on? This is part of, effectively, Operation Chaos. Trump is teamed up with people who sort of are in the know with regards to tech, to public outreach, and towards scrambling the bureaucracy. It's not like his first term. It is so much more chaotic, in such a good way, by the way, than his first term at the moment. Keep in mind, Donald Trump has only been in office for a single month. And Doge isn't even a government agency or anything like that, but they appear to have gotten the record books in general. You have basically the liberals at this point are having a mental breakdown and resorting to using the judicial system maliciously to try to block all of these efforts. They're not all being successful, by the way, in the process. Donald Trump is scrambling their minds. Like, literally, it's like, imagine that the egg is the brain of a liberal. Donald Trump has just cracked it open and put it on the frying pan, and now he's mashing it around and adding butter and cream and stuff like that, and preferably ketchup, of course. He completely owning them. What you do is you weaponize as many individuals within your cabinet, of course, as possible, outside groups, in tech and so forth, and you just throw everything at them. It's a goddamn barrage. It's like an artillery barrage. It's like if North Korea brought all of its artillery pieces to boot at one point and just started firing wildly into South Korea. That's sort of, an equivalence. It's working, by the way. Not all of these moves are being successfully legally challenged, and even those that are, it takes time to move through the court system. I would know this. And so, you can't always get an immediate injunction. So at some point it's like, oh shit, the damage is already done. These people have already been laid off. This agency's already been axed. There was one case, though, I can't remember the name of the judge. This was a couple days ago. I was going to cover it, but I was traveling. And he injuncted Trump's effort to get rid of DEI programs within federal agencies. That, in the end, will not be a successful legal case for the liberals, by the way. It's clearly within the president's purview for executive-run agencies to end DEI programs. The only caveat being that if there's an obligatory writ regarding it, you do have to follow through at least until the budget turns over. Then you can, of course, axe it. Whether the Republicans are crazy enough to try to prevent Trump from removing DEI programs remains to be seen. They're Republicans. Don't underestimate their ability to fuck up. Basically, House Republicans are like clones of Joe Biden at times. The Senate, they do a little bit better. And mass layoffs. We're talking tens of thousands of people already. Tens of billions of dollars have been recouped. And apparently, Zeldin found some sort of account that had significant amounts of money. He's in charge of the EPA now. That was earmarked towards a politician, actually. That's a little bit problematic. It's a considerable amount of money. This happens all the time in government. See, the thing is, sunshine is the best disinfectant. What's happened is that people, it's sort of like with critical race theory. This is years ago. People, it was already there. It was developed in the 70s by a bunch of communists and slowly and surreptitiously injected into the school system and education in general. And people didn't know it. And people that did realize that there was creeping racialistic communism in the school system and spoke out against it were considered conspiracy theorists. All of a sudden, when it was brought to light, people started going to the school board meetings. And then they realized how bad the situation was. And so the left, they got married on their jolly way as a result of this. It was already there for a long time, but people finally realized it was there. Now people are, to an extent, I believe, beginning to realize how much waste and fraud is in government. It is a staggering, staggering amount. And Doge is part of the reason why they're beginning to understand this, and they're trying to clean it out as much as they can. It's been more successful than I expected so far. If they can accomplish this much in a single month, I have great hope. My optimism levels are actually rising day by day when I read the news at this point. I'm like, okay, I expected you to be able to cut, some people and some money from the federal budget and uncover, certain negative aspects of government spending and expose them to the public, and that was the whole goal. But I didn't expect it to be on this order of magnitude. I expected it to be considerably less. If anything, this is a white pill moment, and it definitely should be. It's also a red pill moment for a lot of the proles out there, the NPCs, because they knew that there was wasteful spending and stuff like that. But they didn't understand the scale of it. Well, we could literally cut 30% of the workforce of this federal bureau, and it would still be able to do its job the same way. So why are we using taxpayer money to pay for it? Now Trump is talking about giving a percentage of these savings back to the American people in stimulus form. Conditional, of course, on your income and whether you've paid into the tax system. I support this. I might or might not qualify. I think he was talking about $150,000 a year cutoff. I'm not 100% sure, and it's still sort of in flux, but we'll see. I mean, if Trump wants to give me $5,000, damn. Yeah, absolutely, I'll take it. You think I don't want my money back? I pay enough into the system, so it would be helpful. Let's put it that way. So ultimately, Elon Musk and Donald Trump teamed up, again, surrounding themselves with people like Gabbard, Zeldin, Noam, Hegseth, some of these others. It's been very, very, very good. I would give them an A so far as their undertakings economically. And on diplomacy, Trump's never been a slouch. So I'll give him an A for that as well, because in his first term, he was doing a very good job diplomatically. Abraham Accords, North Korea, stuff like that. Right now, they're just barraging on the budget, so to speak, though. Right now is the time to get our own internal affairs in order. Then we can pivot. Once that's stabilized, once our condition is stable, then you can pivot to more diplomacy. And that's, I think, what Trump wishes he was doing. But first, he's got to clean up the mess that is Washington, D.C. to the best of his ability. Thankfully, this time around, he's surrounded himself with the best and brightest, and so he's actually able to do that. Trying to extend an olive branch to the Uniparty clearly didn't work, so he said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to surround myself with people that are going to carry out my agenda and not worry too much about what the Uniparty thinks. And then I'll take my lumps if they come. Who gives a shit? That's about all. Peace out.